As Venezuela crumbles and its people starve, a hardcore of left-wing extremists are preparing to fight to the death to support President Nicholas Maduro to the end, MailOnline can review. Ignoring empty supermarkets, dwindling medical supplies and massive inflation, the ghetto heartlands of the country's capital Caracas remain loyal to the corrupt socialist, who has creamed off millions for personal gain. MailOnline went inside the failed regime's most deprived slums, where impoverished Venezuelans believe Maduro is continuing the legacy of late dictator Hugo Chavez, a revolutionary icon still revered like a god. We spoke to a wide range of people, from a tour guide in his 9th decade to a union leader in his 20s, who all hark back to the golden age of Chavez's communism. Luis Cordero Soares, 85, is one of the many Chavistas whose loyalty to the socialist dream comes at any cost, and who claims there are up to 2 million like him, a significant minority of the 32 million population ready to back Maduro. There are 2 million members of the Bolivarian militia, he said. We are here to defend the nation from foreign interference. We were created to defend the people and give them the 4 elements of happiness: food, shelter, security and work. We are all trained to fight. And there is a large arsenal stocked with weapons ready and waiting for us when we need them. Dozens of groups called colectivos, or collectives, are operating across Venezuela and see themselves as the defenders of Chavez's Bolivarian revolution and vow to defend his successor, President Maduro, as he faces his biggest challenge yet. The embattled leader has resisted mounting pressure to step down and call early elections, while Juan Guaido, head of the opposition-controlled National Assembly, gathers international recognition after declaring himself interim president. In the January 23 slum, a shrine to the late socialist icon has been erected a stone's throw from the Gaudi mausoleum, where his remains are protected by guards in 18th-century ceremonial parade dress. Ten-meter-tall murals honoring the double-chin dictator Chavez, who masterminded the disastrous economic plans that have brought the oil-rich state to its knees, adorn the walls of the shacks in the Caracas slum where everyone supports him. Workers from his Venezuelan United Socialist Party, SUV, stroll the streets in their trademark Chavista red shirts, patrolling the rundown neighborhood, questioning intruders and demanding protection payments from local traders. Union official Jesus Arellano told MailOnline residents of 23 de Enero, or January 23 neighborhood named after the date of a military coup to overthrow dictator General Marcos Pérez Jiménez, would take up arms to defend the Chavista revolution. He says despite Venezuela running out of cash with basic food provisions, meat, sugar and vegetables no longer available, with supermarket shelves empty and a lack of medicine, people remain loyal to Maduro. Pensioners queue for hours to receive their monthly allowance, now worth just $8 due to the downward spiraling foreign exchange rate as the troubled country's economic and political crisis reaches climax. Yet still people like Jesus and Suarez support the leader desperately clinging to power. Loyalty to Chavez harks back to when he swept to power in 1999 and regenerated the slum, renovating shacks, built a football pitch, set up welfare program. Charismatic Chavez appealed to the poor because he had come from a similar humble background. And he paid for his Bolivarian socialist revolution from the huge revenue from the state oil company, which at that time was selling at more than $100 per barrel. But the crash in world oil prices in 2014 robbed Venezuela of its main source of revenue and prompted the economic decline which has now reached crisis point. Jesus, 25, a father of two, blames foreign interference, corrupt dock workers and capitalists for the crippling food shortages that plague families across Venezuela. He said, everyone in this area would defend the revolution with their lives. We are organizing now how to resist any attempt to overthrow the government. Nicolas Maduro won the elections. He is the president of Venezuela and we will all pitch in to keep him in power. It's a terrible shame that outside forces are waging an economic war against Venezuela. The USA has a history of interfering in other countries of the world. We have seen what has happened in Libya. We don't want that to happen in Venezuela. He added, before I was born life was very hard for the families who lives around here. My grandparents told me they were so poor they had to eat dog food. But after Chavez came to power, all of the houses in this street were renovated